Bonjour, do you know how to say on top of and under in French? Well, in today's lesson, we are going to look at 25 prepositions. In French, of course. As always, there is a guide available with this lesson. Click on the join button to join my community and have access to the live, the guides, the quizzes, everything, you name it. And I'm on Instagram and TikTok. So you know. Okay, the way we're going to do that is quite simple. I'm going to give you 25 or 26, I think it is, prepositions, starting from one preposition and giving you their opposite. Starting with à côté de, next to. Le chat est à côté de la poubelle. The cat is next to the bin. But what is the opposite? We want to say the cat is far away from the bin or far from the bin. So we say loin de. Loin de. Put that in a sentence. Le chat est loin de la poubelle. Dans, and that means in. The opposite is hors de, out. So, put that in a sentence. Il se précipite dans la maison. He rushes inside the house or in the house. And the opposite is hors de, out. So we want to say he rushes outside the house. Il se précipite hors de la maison. So out of the house. Number 3, and this is quite a mouthful, so listen very carefully. Au-dessous de, and that means below. Au-dessus de, and that means above. So if we were to put this in a sentence, it would look like this. L'avion vole au-dessous des nuages. The plane flies below the clouds. And you want to say the same thing instead of saying below, you want to say it flies above the clouds. You would say l'avion vole au-dessus des nuages. And note here that I'm not using de, okay? I'm using des because nuage is plural. I would use de if the word that follows was singular. You get it. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. En bas de, en haut de. So en bas de means at the bottom of, and en haut de means at the top of. So, example, elle attend en bas de l'escalier. She's waiting at the bottom of the stairs. But you want to say she's waiting at the top of the stairs, you would say elle attend en haut de l'escalier. Well done, you. That was hard. Let's have a look at another one. À l'intérieur de, à l'extérieur de. And that means inside something, of something, in effect. You know, the de stands for of, and à l'extérieur de is outside, okay? Now, bear in mind that we have as well dedans and dehors, but these are not prepositions, so I've used à l'intérieur de and à l'extérieur de instead. La plante se trouve à l'intérieur de la maison, okay? So the plant is or can be found inside the house. La plante se trouve à l'extérieur de la maison. The plant is outside the house, okay? So you may wonder, but how do you use dedans and dehors then? Well, quite simply by doing that. La plante se trouve dedans. The plant is inside. La plante se trouve dehors. The plant is outside. But you do not have to say de la maison, okay? Because dedans, dehors represents the place maison. Now, let's have a look at près de. Now, près de means near. It's a bit like à côté de, which means that it has the same opposite, really. Near, far. So far is loin de. Parfait. So here's this one. La gare est près du centre-ville. La gare est près du centre-ville. Okay, so the station is close to the city center. And here we're using du because we can't say de le in French. We have to contract de le and say du. You would say de la, okay, but you wouldn't say de le. So, du centre-ville. So how would you say the station is far from the town center or the city center? La gare est loin du centre-ville. Well done. So, près de, loin de. You're doing so well. Now, here's a common one. Sur, on top. Sous, under. So, sur is on and sous is under. You've got to really, and then this is one of the mistakes that a lot of pupils learning French make is differentiate the sound U and OU in French. So, sur is a long U sound and sous is quite. I was going to say a stopped and dried sound. Not that I'm a linguist, I'm not. But try to listen to that. Sur, sous. Sur, sous. Okay? So, le chat est sur la table. Can you hear that? The cat is on the table. So, using sous, how do you say the cat is under the table? Le chat est sous la table. Well done. Le chat est sous la table. Let's have a look at another one. À droite de, à gauche de. Okay, so every time you have a de, you know, after this preposition, it means that you've got to put a noun or something or a proper noun. So let's have a look at this one. À droite is on the right. À gauche de is on the left of. Okay, so Tom est assis à droite de Marc. Tom is sitting to the right of Mark, on the right of Mark, okay, on his right. So how would you say Tom is sitting to the left of Mark? Tom est assis à gauche de Marc, okay? So if you use droite and gauche as a noun, say la droite is the right, la gauche is the left, okay? Devant, derrière. So, devant, derrière. Le chat est devant la table. The cat is in front of the table. But we want to say the cat is behind the table. So what would you say? Le chien est derrière la table. Well done. Le chien est derrière la table. Hold on a minute. I'm using chat and chien. So you could say le chat est derrière la table as well as cat and dog. I mean chat et chien. Okay, so we've got devant and derrière. In front and behind. Okay. Number 10. Let's have a look. Avant. And that means before. And après, very important. I would like you to learn all this list really, really by heart. Really by heart. It's not even English, but by heart, if you see what I mean. It's very important because it will make you build sentences more complex, okay? So, avant, before. Après, after. Il est arrivé avant toi. He arrived before you. So, how would you say he arrived after you? Il est arrivé après toi. Well done. Bravo. I can hear you, you know. I just said, yes, I can hear you. Okay. The next one is avec, which means with, sans, without. Avec, sans. Okay. Ils sont venus avec leurs enfants. They came with their children. Okay? Ils sont venus avec leurs enfants. Okay? How would you say they came without their children? Ils sont venus sans leurs enfants. Sans leurs enfants. Okay? Very useful to know these. Avec, sans. The next one is pour ou contre. Pour means for something and contre means against something. Par exemple, je suis pour l'ouverture des magasins le dimanche. I am in favor of or for the opening of the shops on Sundays. But you want to say I'm against it. Je suis contre l'ouverture des magasins le dimanche. I am against the opening of shops on Sundays. So, pour ou contre. Pour ou contre. Okay? So let's have a look at the next one, which is going to be the last one as well. And I think that's a lot of words to remember in one lesson. The next one is very important because it can change the meaning of a text. So I want you to learn it by heart. And this is sauf. Sauf. And sauf means excluded or except. Except. I'm going to say except. So the opposite to except is included. Okay, so it's inclus. Though it is not a preposition, it doesn't matter. Okay, I wanted to have a go at giving you the opposite. So, le magasin est ouvert tous les jours sauf le samedi. The shop is open every day except Saturday. And so the opposite would be le magasin est ouvert tous les jours, samedi inclus. So the shop is open every day, including Saturday. So that's it. In all, these are 25 prepositions. I would like you to try to make a sentence using these, okay? Why don't you leave a comment and like and subscribe and do whatever it is that you feel that you need to do. And that's it for me. Au revoir. À bientôt. Bisous, bisous.